Hey. Okay, there it is. All right. All right. Um, okay. How are people doing? Hi, Tabby. Okay, let me see. I need to get some other things. Kids woke you up again, Logan. Well, that's how it is. I'm getting the chat in the place it's supposed to be. Okay. So if you're a patron, hi Nemo. Yeah. Um, so if you're a patron, I have just uploaded a new thing on the Patreon. It's just I'm writing up my grammar of Ndekaga, and actually, let me go ahead and put that in the Discord too. I'll paste that in the Discord after stream because people are coming to stream. But I am working on like actual proper documentation for that. Oh, gonna make cupcakes, Logan. That sounds wonderful. Um, Reading about voiceless sonorants and decide on which proto trills to scrap. How many trills are in your proto language? I don't know if I've ever encountered a netlang with multiple trills. I'm sure it exists somewhere. It's not. And why? The more trills, the better. Okay, so we're gonna pull up our documents. Wait. Ubik has two trills. Look that up. Let's jump to the monitor. We can start looking. Just um, it's you have to go to the dedicated article for Ubik phonology. Okay, so there is a so there's an alveolar trill in Ubik. Ubik. I don't know how do you pronounce. I don't have the pronunciation guide. How do you pronounce it? Okay. There is one trill. I think you're thinking because it has these velar fricatives, the but this is definitely the fricative version. Maybe some speakers could realize it as a trill, like the but typically when you get that, there's gonna be a check, check. Okay, what's Toda? Uh, a Toj. Toj is a Dravidian language. Oh gosh. Okay, so it has an alveolar trill and a post alveolar. Ra, 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 ra. R, R, and Ra. So it has a retroflex and that's way very fine distinctions on that. And then check. Check. Okay. Phonology. Okay, it has a plain trill and a fricative trill. So I guess it's ra and like ra. How do you pronounce the fricative trill? That's a question. Ra, ra. Okay. Okay. Anyway, that's enough of that. What we want to do today is see. We decided that we were going to, and this should be like heading 2. We decided we wanted to actually just chart up the initial mutations, and I think that I put something in the Sylvan inflection word. Yes. Okay. So I have test words here, and we're going to I'm going to see what we want to do. Let's go what we're going to do is we're going to test all of those in each of the languages. Consonant, vowel. This is the like environment, right? Consonant, vowel, nasal, base. And so we're going to jump into Lexergy. We need to import the middle fay. And then we'll import dawn. Dawn 27. And then, so let's get our baseline. And we're going to go, right? So, pa, ta, 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 okay. Okay. Actually, so no, so and that is I'll go ahead and put the middle fay here. Even though middle fay is not going to do anything here. Just for completeness sake. And also to make things, export. make things a little bit simpler to see what's going on. Actually, let's just go ahead and get all of the middle fay ones here so that we don't have to run middle fay again when we do dusk, right? I mean, yeah. Kidel? Kidel? What's Kidel? Yeah. Nothing should change at this stage. And then we go take these. Ah. Mr. Dad. Oh, I didn't mean to. Keep doing that. Messed up. Let me fix that. There we go. Go to export. And matpa. Matra. Matpa. Right. Yeah, I wasn't saying that like 4 trills is bad. I was just saying I hadn't run into that myself. Finally. Hi. Hi, how are you doing? Good morning. You're such a good girl. Yeah. Okay. We'll go upstairs. You go upstairs with mommy, get some breakfast. You can say hi. You can say hi.
Hey.
Yeah. It is kind of cool to go like have something very like unusual at the start and then make that cause interesting distributions later. You know, just like David and Jesse always talk about, okay, we're gonna have this sound and then we're gonna kill it later, right? But you don't just kill it and completely remove it. You leave some trace of it in the distribution of other things, right? So you get you know, like if you have uvulars and you don't have the uvulars later, well, they've pulled down some vowels or they have developed in a way that's different from the velars, something like that, right? So we can do that. Now, What? Now, I'm actually, let's see, should I just have the, okay, I'm going to actually have two. Because I do want to actually see what it looks like with the romanization and without. So we can have this. And then this is a feature I really like in Lexergy, that you can do staging like this. Tongues and runes in this economy. Matisse is here. How are you doing, Matisse? So with a consonant, we should not have any difference, right? But once we do this column, I am quite well, thank you. Just had a long, luxuriating bath. It's a very Matisse thing to do. So here we go. So ka becomes cha, ta becomes sha, ta becomes sha, ta becomes sa, pa becomes fa. Okay, so we've got this. So we don't actually get fricatives changing here. But all of our stops. Okay, we get a the here. So we actually have a marginal the. Might want to kill that. We might want to change that in Dawn so that it becomes a z. Why is there an error? Okay, so we have one error. Oh, we had this error. So what is the error here? Okay. Let's see. We have a couple of places where there's errors. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Syllables. That's a syllable error. Okay. So what is the deal? Segment yeah doesn't fit. There's no pattern that starts with the. Like, okay, so what's the deal here? Okay. Do I not have, I don't have the, I don't have is in my consonants, do I? That's the problem. Okay. where do we lose theta? So we have lenition happens here. Interesting. Okay, let me. Okay. Okay, I have a theta to S sound change. Okay, so I probably do need to add eth to this thing. I am the man with too many keyboards. Okay. Okay. And so we've got this, I'm going to change the theta to S because I don't really think I'm going to get a phonemic the. I don't think I'm going to keep a phonemic the if I'm also losing the. Theta to S. Okay, let's, what is the transformation that happens actually? Where is the theta in my definitions here? Okay, theta, coronal plus consonantal. Is that all? Okay. And then S, coronal consonantal GT. So, oh gosh. And this is strident. And where is Z? Do I have Z? Why is it off screen? Uh, okay, so there's not really an easy way. I'm gonna have to add Z to here. So there are a lot of coronals. Coronal, 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 coronal. So these are all aperture. So coronal that's not aperture and not sonorant. And not tongue curl. Right? Yeah. Or just because I don't know, I don't want to sit here and test this all day, I could just do this. let's just make a Z happen. And that should fix everything. Now let's export that. And Sylvan. And now we have Dawn 28. Bug fixes. Yay. So export. So language meant to be a pain in the ass when conjugated due to how old things like the verbs are. Kitad. Kitad is conjugation of kiti. Sak is sorak. Sakin. Sakal. I mean, that doesn't sound too weird. It's just that there's a lot of vowel changes. Um, you may want to there we go. And then if that let's see what happens when we do the nasal. Uh just a pain in the ass. Okay. And now let's do the nasal mutation. Oh my gosh. Okay, we've got a lot of errors. Okay. Consonantal plus cornal plus sonorant plus GT. Interesting. Okay, so and is this the same? Okay, so let's see what these errors are telling us. Okay. They're all failing right at the nasal mutation. So let's take a look at what the nasal mutation actually does. So consonant that is not GT, not nasally. Okay, I think I know what is going to be the issue here. So if we put a sonorant on there, what happens? Yeah, so then that resolves. Um, and that resolves because that was a yeah. Anya, anya. It could you could anya, anya. So okay, so let's turn off the trace changes. And then let's see what So we do get, right now, what we have is voiced stops become nasals, right? Anna, anna, anga, from ada, ada, aga, right? Aba becomes ama. The question we want to ask is, for approximants, do we also want those to become nasals? Or would we like them to just stay the way they are? Are there people on Twitch? Let me make a poll. Or is there a third thing we could do? I don't really think there's anything else I want to do. Now, the thing about this is, if we make them become nasals, then we're going to lose some distinction. I am going to have to figure out how to fix this issue. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can have it. You don't even have you don't even have to go to Proto Esk Aleut, Proto Inuit Aleut. I mean, Spanish, modern Spanish has a the of arguable phonemic status, because like it's not like even if you go to Spanish Wikipedia, Spanish language Wikipedia, if you go to Spanish consonants nowadays, like Wikipedia even puts like the b, d, and g like in this in between place, because like the way that like across speakers and across dialects these are realized is variable. It's not just intervocalically they're and initially they're stops. It's more complicated than that. So you can have that happen allophonically. I just kind of want to get rid of the dentals in dawn and have the dentals remain in dusk to draw a distinction there. That's my deal there. Nasalization is just like that. By the way, hi Carl. Let me run a poll. I want to actually ask you guys about this, because I would like to make this a little bit informal. I'll give you 3 options. So, should happen to sonorants, non-nasal sonorants. Nothing. Become nasals. see. I don't know. Or yeah, we can add an other. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna add other. And we're going to give you guys about 10 minutes. So create the poll. Copy that. Send it to both chats. Yeah. You make sure that it went into Twitch chat too. Okay. So I will be watching that. And so you can submit another option if you want, but mostly it's just kind of the up or down. Now let's go ahead and switch over to what. How does what work? Yeah. So when you have a proto-nasal, so you see, I exemplified them with, like, in the proto language you had an pa, right? An pa, and then even though the nasal is lost at the end of the word, it still had the effect. So voiceless consonants become fricatives. Voiceless stops become fricatives. Voice stops become uh, voice fricatives. And let's see where um, nasals actually become glides. I'm gonna have to fix this. I thought I had a cleanup rule that would fix that. I will go back. No, I don't have that. This is wrong. I'm messed up. Let me actually go to. I never pasted that in, so let's go. Um, I was showing you the wrong thing. Let me show you the right thing, so that I am not misleading you. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Where is? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's go. So actually, voiceless consonants become voiced. Voiced stops become nasals. Okay. And then there's something that happens. Let's find a fricative. What I'm asking about is la, ra, wa, and ya. You want something to happen to them or not? There's also funny, weird things that happen. Oh gosh. I'm gonna have to protect the adjectives because you can't have a voiced adjective. I'll go fix that later. Um, yeah, the voiceless fricatives will become voiced, and I think voiced fricatives don't do anything. Okay. Well, we'll see if anybody else votes for your option. Do you guys see the other options when you go to the vote? But while we're doing that, let's actually go back to this. I do not want this velar So this is happening. This is happening for the. No, what are you talking about? This is happening specifically for the velar nasal is becoming this. I would like it, and I thought I had a rule that would fix that. Let's see. So the gliding rules. So lenition. Okay, in palatalization and labialization. And palatalization, labialization cleanup. Okay. Yeah. Velar glide deletion. I'm gonna rename this. This should be velar glide cleanup. If we don't have a consonant before it, then what we need to do is what I need to do is I'm going to turn all the velar glides into W's. Wah. So then what should happen is it was when we got and then no it's let me grab the right when we get the so then when we get the amanga okay should become wa. Both of these should become wa. Okay, there we go. Okay. Hi, Philip. Hi, Philippe. Philippe. Philippe Chung Yan Yong. Okay. Oh, really? You can't see other people's? That's weird. Okay, so I'm going to get this, and then we're going to get the output words. And we have yet another version to let's see how many versions we go up in just one day. So we started at Dawn 27. We have gone up 2 versions to Dawn 29. Yeah, Alex. Yeah. Okay, if other people are going to vote, you gotta vote quickly. We got 7 seconds. By this time it's going to be done. Okay, voting has closed. I don't know what you meant by postnasal fortification, but it becoming nasals did edge out. But there were only 3 total votes. So, can you explain what do you mean by fortification? Because that could mean a lot of things. Yeah, it's over now. Okay. You would want them to become stops. Hmm. So let's take a look at what we have here. We're talking about la ra wa here. It's la ra wa and ya. Okay. So these two would both end up becoming D. What happens now? Okay, so they just stay, right? These two would just become D. This would have to become a palatal in some way. This could become B. This one would have to become a palatal somehow. Now, I could exclude glides, and that would make it different. No, these would become different. This would become duh. This would become duh. Okay, so these would not merge, which it's not a problem if they merge. They would be merging with other things. They would merge with ta, da becomes da, and ta becomes da, right? Yeah, ya becomes ga. So I could do that. What I would there's 2 ways I could do that. I could make these instead become fricatives. An anva and anja, right? Um, because I feel like so these because these make contact, I feel like you could have a different scenario with these. So we could have that. Let's run another poll. And this time we're just going to have those 3 options, okay? So we're going to have what happens to glides in the Dawn nasal mutation. And then we have nothing. We have become nasals. And then become voiced obstruents. So I'm going to spell it out so that people understand what happens here. And we're going to give you until Yeah, 90910 on that one. Create the poll. Oh, wait. Before I do that, let me edit one thing. I'm going to change this into... Okay, I'll just make it an approval poll. Yeah. Okay, now copy. Okay. Go check that. Meanwhile, that vote is going. Meanwhile, we're going to go on and start working on the dusk. Which dusk does not actually have the nasal mutation. But I think I'm actually going to test anyway, just to make sure nothing weird is happening. Okay. So we're going to import the dusk sound changes. Get our baseline. Yeah. Oh, okay. Base. And then with a consonant. Oh, I would need to... consonant. Hee 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 hee. Are you a witch?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a witch in the house.
Uh-huh.
With witch family. You my witch dad.
Oh, really? One of the changes that naturally suggests itself. Yeah. So if you're talking about stops turning to fricatives, that turn happens for a lot of people in English. Prince. So for many English speakers, Hold on a second. Hold on a second. For many English speakers, we've got Prince and Prince are like almost homophones because the Prince, we got an issue where we have this is right, and this goes from to this. They are almost homophones because actually that T is kind of weak in Prince for people that do that. Yeah, but yeah. Um, let's see. Where was I? Okay, so I need to go on and do the vowels. So we got vowel from middle fay. Done. Okay. And then we're going to test these just to see if something weird happens, but nothing should happen with a nasal. It's one of those things. I just want to make sure that my sound changes are doing what I intend them to. Oh, wait. Yeah, doesn't seem like anything. I might need to go, but I'll come back. Well, that's fine, Philippe. The poll is still running. So let's close this. Got 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. So, okay, I have errors. I have errors in this. Let's go back to that and redo. Let's look at our errors. What's happening here? No syllable that starts with a okay, this is probably just not in my consonants again. I think if I add it here, okay, does that go away? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, we're good. Okay, so let's export this. And where are we? Do we even load the right dusk? I don't know. Well, I mean, somebody has an opportunity in the next 3 minutes to fix that 50-50. Okay, so export that. So say 2 minutes. So now I need to figure out how am I going to like be able to see properly what's going on. So What happened here? Why is this like this? Okay. This should not. Okay, let me make sure. We had a little hiccup happen. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so the results are in. It was 50-50. So I am going to, what I'm going to say is, who was it that suggested this, the fortition? Okay, yeah. Well, host, I'm actually going to go with yours. And so what I need to do is figure out exactly what that looks like. So let's go into Dawn. And we have the nasal mutation. There's a nasal mutation. Nasal? Why is it not? Am I in dusk or dawn? I think it happens pretty late. Nasal mutation. Okay, so 258. So we need to figure out, first of all, these are all sonorants. I think what I will do, I think put on top with the name. What do you mean by that? Um, so they're all sonorants. These are coronals. I think if we target the coronals to become aperture. Okay, yeah. Here's what we do. So nasal mutation. This will turn la and ra into stops. And then the other thing we'll do is after that, and the other thing we'll do is when they're not coronal, so not coronal ones, I'm going to turn those into fricatives so they don't gain the aperture feature that they should become voice fricatives. Yeah, I always put the name up at the top in a comment so that I know which one I'm looking at, but I don't have the version up there. So now let's look down through here. Okay, no, I'm not testing the right ones. So I need to go with the nasals. So we get Anla becomes Ada, Ada, Anra becomes Ada, Anwa becomes Ava, Anya becomes Aja. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that happening. Anya, Anja, Aja, right? Um, and then we will get the output words. And now we're going to look for bugs. I think I saw an issue happen with, right, here we go. We are getting, somehow we're getting voiced adjectives. So we need to figure out what, so I think what I want to do is, let's see. So what happens? Oh, so what happens is, see ya, Juegos. So the thing that's going on here is this happens. So plus GT, so non GT becomes GT. I'm gonna say adjective, and then that should fix that problem. Let's apply it. So yeah. Uh, yeah. So an ka became instead of aga, which doesn't make sense. You know, I could have made it implosive and make it aga, but that doesn't make any sense. And also, it becomes like a fricative, so that even does that. Yeah, it just wouldn't work. So we'll go get that. So once again, nasal mutations, paste in. And I think that is the initial pass done. And let's see, export. So we have gotten up to this is Dawn 30. Goodness. 30 versions of the Dawn sound changes. That's a little wild. So it's taking us a while. Now what I'm going to do here is let's copy this over here. So this should be like equals left left 3 do it? No, it should be right. And it needs to be like 5. Okay. Okay, so we're good with that. Now, will the same thing work here? This should be the same. Okay, no. Okay, nope. I need to be a little bit more sophisticated than that. Okay. So this is just going to equal this. No, it's going to equal this. Too silly. Okay. So this is going to be right. How do I do that? Let's learn some Excel today because I can't remember how I do this. So how is it? Hey, I didn't want to use that. Okay, so what I need is there should be length. Hey, why is it what? What was the syntax they were showing? Seems overcomplicated. Okay, so There we go. Okay. So we do this. What are you telling me? There we go. Okay. Now, there we are. Okay. Now we're going to go here. Why is it not doing what are you talking about? Okay. I think if I just drag it across, because that, okay, so yeah. Okay, so okay. That's goodbye, Twitch spammer. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we've got these. I'm going to go take this into a new sheet. And we're going to paste this up. There. And then we're going to go to remove duplicates. Okay. I'm going to sort these. I think I will sort them by, oh, my data has headers. Actually, I need to put it, go here and then sort. the second base. Okay, why do we have these reemerging? This is curious to me. What are we? Okay, are we doing role play here? That's a little bit wild. Okay. Doing well. Trying to figure out why this is doing what it is. Yeah, so I don't actually know. Let me look in here. So this is dawn. And I'm going to, let's rerun those sound changes, and I'm going to figure out, let's get the testing. Something is protecting the geminates, and I want to know why that happens. Or is it? Maybe I just pasted in the wrong thing. Let's go here. Yeah, I clearly just screwed that up. Okay. I'm gonna say, because there's no reason those geminates should ever survive anything, right? There. So let's redo this. Let's go back here and refigure this. Put this in here, and now what? Okay, I didn't copy everything. Okay, hold on. We're doing great. We're doing some conlanging right now. Oh. Okay, now let's go ahead and remove duplicates again. This should remove a lot more duplicates. 16 duplicate values. Okay, there we go. And we're going to sort. And then we're going to sort by this. Okay. This is wild. Okay. So we actually are getting multiple scenarios happening. There are three different results from a B. Ba. Ba can become va, or it can become ba, or it can become gua. Gua. Because it um um but it always becomes ma in the nasal because the nasal happened later. But I think what happens is this happened before the qua, the gua became blah, buh, right? And so you can have but and la. This is going to make citation forms very interesting here. That's so. Joie, yeah. Then this happens frequently. So I'm going to definitely have to define mutation classes. It's definitely it's going to have to go in the dictionary. So nothing happens to ya except okay. Oh, that's interesting. That actually makes things happen there. Yeah. Ra da. La. Okay, you get na na wa na la 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 da. Okay, interesting. So what we're going to do is we're going to I think I'm going to do both an IPA chart and then we're going to do some merging. These are always identical, right? These are always going to be the same. I do not see any situations where they are being different. So I can just delete that column. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Actually, I don't want this. I don't want to. Okay, I'm going to do this differently because it's really. Okay. I'm realizing that I really need to have the middle Fey forms in order to understand what's going on. And then, yeah, we're only removing a little bit that way, but yes, this is much more appropriate to do. I think actually I will put it in here. Hi. Hi, Philippe. Wait. Why am I not seeing? Okay. Oh, okay. Philippe is there. Okay. See what's going on. Okay. There we go. Okay. Why is this merged already? Okay. If I just delete these cells by themselves. Okay. I'm going to start over here. Why is this merged? Okay. I'm going to type something in there so that it doesn't get copied as as merged. That's so weird. There we go. Now we can do this stuff. Okay, so I need this. Okay, well, that's going to be very tedious to do. So I'm going to leave that, but you get the idea. These, some of these I will probably end up just deleting things. Like these two. Let's see, draw X. Yeah. Like this, 100%, all of them are the same, right? There are, what is Pia? Okay, Pia. Pia. Okay. Just, okay, the tone is different, which is not that important. So adjectives just stay. Adjectives are protected from anything happening. Okay. I think that's it. I'm going to take this now that I know what to do with this. I'm going to go and I'm going to go here. I'm going to copy this and go to this. Then I'm going to go down to the dusk. Dusk mutations. Do the same. Oh. Why? Why won't you let me paste? There we go. And we're going to go here. Okay. So I think we are running low on time. Um, so I okay, this should be sorted. This needs to be sorted. Okay, so remove duplicates. Then I'm going to sort sort this. And I'm going to sort actually by gonna change this base and then by the other base. That's better. I can manually sort the other one later, but this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and do stuff with this off camera. and get these like different classes figured out. So we need to get all the mutation classes listed out here. And then and then next week I'm gonna pull in and start. Well, I think we were going to do more documentation stuff because we kind of need to know more things before I do what I want to do with. Oh gosh, is this going to be table design? Yes, it's going to be like that. It's very silly. Delete the table. That's better. That's better. Okay. Get all of these classes figured out. It's going to be a lot of manual work looking at it. And then after that, oh yeah, that's right. We do not have a distinction between we don't have the retroflex distinction. After that, we are going to what's this? Yeah, cha chia. Why does chia happen? Oh, that's wild. Okay. We're going to have some discoveries happen. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Have a great day.